Welcome everyone, again officially, to the start of this lovely stream with you lovely people. We're just doing lovely things. Let me expand the chat, see if there's anyone hopping in to chat. Not quite, not quite. We're working on it. We are working on it, but it's time to just go ahead and see what's up. So I guess we'll go over what happened in the last couple parts, last videos. We began investigating, I believe, the Belarusians, and we started working on the Smith. What's up, man? Welcome back. Good to see you again. We dealt with language protest and with Yekelin returning. I'll just use Streamlabs. That's a more effective. I won't just keep looking at Twitch. But, yeah. And now we have to decide to either plan the tour or prepare the military parade. Now, this is, I don't know the impact of this. I better get my timer going real quick. I just forgot. We can either prepare the military parade or we'll plan out a nice tour for him. I think a tour sounds more interesting. I mean, Hitler's used to military parades, but is he used to seeing what he's actually done? I don't know about that. I say we go ahead and plan a tour. Yeah. Nothing short of a grand tour should be arranged for the Führer's visit to Ostland. Only the finest food will be fit for him. He shall travel in luxury by train, limo, why not both? Of course he will see the finest modern factories and all the Reich commissariats. Our marvelous new harbors deserve to be seen in his eyes as well. Then we will proceed to the beautiful countryside, stopping to observe our successful Germanization of Lithuania. Following that, we can show the success of the native-ruled lands, Belarus in particular, before ending in the historic German city of Riga to display our cultural heritage. We must do whatever we can to convince our Führer to make this state trip. Him doing so would greatly boost our standing in conservative circles, and will lend even more to our administration. I think we planned the tour, guys. Free military factories, that means more guns. And we also have dockyards. So let's get working on these submarines. I've been plotting out. Type 401s. Seem nice. We'll get one by February of 63. And we'll get back into this. Back at it like a crack addict. Mr. Black Magic. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see what else has happened. Israel. The state of Israel is now the thing. It's, there's, how did the one guy put it? There's Democratic Israel. There's, like, authoritarian Israel. And then there's Nazi Israel. This is the authoritarian one, I believe. So, national focus. Invite Hitler. Uh-oh. I think that means the Führer is too ill to visit. Well, you know what? I'm sure everything will work out. Let's get working on the best industry. Our industrial investments throughout Ostland are finally paying off. The fields and mines of Belarus produce plentiful raw materials for our factories in Estonia. Our educated and experienced workers then manufacture quality goods in our modern industrial facilities. The goods then flow from our rail lines and roads into our major harbors. There, our shipping transport wait in line for their loads, sending our goods all throughout the four corners of the Pact. Our economy is the envy of our Reich commissariats. No one has our output, our efficiency, or our quality. We simply have no equals. Our industry is simply the best. That's that good old German efficiency being forced and exported onto millions of poor Baltic and Belarusian people who don't want to deal with it, but you make the best of what you got. I believe that's how you should try to live your life. Make the best of what you got. Drexler demands increased arms production. It was become a typical demand. Otto Heinrich Drexler has demanded that several industrial projects within Ostland be put on hold in order to convert the factories working on them to produce arms for the military. This time his proposals have been refused outright, and Drexler has announced his public dissatisfaction with the government. Though it has not been easy, our native investigation was more or less successful. We have a solid lead as to who exactly assisted the attackers, and a list of locations to investigate. This has been a major coup for the troubled government, a small but very real success story to rally around. Even once harsh critics are coming around in support of our investigation, a welcome gesture, regardless of how sickly their sweetened words are. We are ready to focus, I think. The political victory has secured enough financial and military resources to pursue our next lead to its conclusion. Excellent work. On to the final phase. So it's kind of split up. So we're doing good with this investigation, I'm noticing. I like that. Oh. The Tiger V. Let's see what's up. Huh. Following the passing of Sultan Ibrahim, Sionan's Majiz the Sultan Nesigara converted to select the next sultan. By a slim majority, Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin III of Brunei was elected as the next sultan, as well as joining him, the prime minister, under the coalition of Japanese business interests and the landed gentry. The new sultan's support base does not represent the firebrand sultan's personal policy issues, as he's been touted by many as a stalwart reformer, one who will guide Sionan towards a new era under the benevolent hand of monarchy. However, the sultan is noticeably reticent from comment. It was reported that he shielded away from answering reporters' questions under the oath upon taking the oath as the new leader of Sionan, instead of driving straight to Kuala Lumpur's airport to catch a plane back to Brunei. Only time will tell should he prioritize national interest over regional ones. Tiger of the East wars once more. Interesting. So, Indonesia owns these islands for some reason. Sionan, Shanghai. Let's see. Despotism. We don't have a portrait for the guy. Anyway. Andreas Meyer Landrut has concluded his official meeting with Speer today. Andreas has served as a diplomat for Ostland for many years and holds considerable influence within the administration of Ostland. Ever since his entry into office, Andreas has sought to moderate the politics within Ostland. He has recently received a blessing of Albert Speer, who has encouraged him to continue his effort in Ostland. Interesting indeed. Well, let's get back to it. Bulgaria sides with Germany. Okay. We'll see how that ends up going. Refreshing. Let's see, you got 4 viewers. Welcome everyone. Hope you're enjoying yourselves in the stream. If you have any questions, or you want to see something specific going on in the world right now, check out a country's focus tree or whatever, tell me. I'll check them out for you. I'm curious right now how the other guys are doing. Like, what's Tomsk up to? We don't know. The West Russians, Vyatka, Imperial Detachment. We'll see where that ends up taking them. Samara, we don't know. Yeklin announces new purity initiative. Frederick Yeklin has recently announced his new purity initiative within the garrison of Ostland, using his power as the SS and police leader of Ostland. Yeklin has started a thorough investigation into the ancestries of each member of high and mid-level officers of the garrison. Anyone found to not have sufficiently pure will be removed from command. The initiative has proven unpopular with the military, especially Otto Heinrich Drechsler, who has publicly voiced his satisfaction. Interesting. We'll see how that works for him. What are these guys doing? They can't do anything. I read that these guys are gonna be unified, they just don't have the content form out right now. Just fair enough. Wow, Samara has a lot of national focuses. So does Viatka actually. Komi, what are they doing? Place for all of us, but Clash of Shadows. Disloyal paramilitaries. We'll see what happens with Comey. Do they get a... Yeah, they have a liberal democracy guy. The Sociems have lost all of their popularity, it seems. I wonder if we're going to see the cursed Comey path pop up. Because I'm not sure people figured out what that is exactly. If they did, because I don't know if I want to know, because I'm about to be playing Comey. Probably next game. Do some improved weapons and keep on going. I like how the majority culture of Utka is Komi, even though Komi is the country right here. It's kind of funny to me. Matea assumes control of the Gulf. Oh, this is the Gulf government. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's pretty neat. What else? The strongest army. In the east, our army stands second to none. We have based our command and army structure on the fatherlands, and the quality shows our here suffers no rivals, no rebel or partisans dare to stand up to the might of Ostland's Wehrmacht. The streets are quiet and peaceful, the countrysides are under our control, and even the forests seem deserted of hostile activity. Other Reichskommissariats look to us with envy, for we have by far the strongest army in all the Reich's colonies. Truly, our army is the best. Get some nice experience, and we'll keep on going on. Looks like the Lithuanians... Ooh. Nakam. The investigative process has been exhausting, expensive, and by no means easy, but slowly but surely is arriving at its conclusion. There remains only one group of interest, one we've had a long and storied history with. The Jews. Though many have considered the issue dealt with long ago, the attack has forced us to revisit even our most fundamental assumptions. A small, subversive, but still significant minority of the troublemakers remain in Ostland, scattered among the countryside and cities. We must decide whether to focus on our resources on urban or rural areas. The investigation is almost over, and when it is, we will have our own Nakam. We only need to have a bit more patience. What do we do? Do we scour the cities or the countryside? I'm not sure. You guys have any ideas? Feedback? Preferences, maybe? I don't know. Let me think. Cities? Yeah, I'll go cities. Scour the cities. I mean, if we don't... if they're all in the forest, there's not too much they can do worst case scenario. If they're in the cities, who knows what they're up to. Just gotta keep on keeping on. So, working on the army. Let me try moving this up to speed 5. See if we can handle it now. Kinda? Sorta. Well enough, I think. I'll take it. Right now, I'll take it. No longer get the effects from investigating the SS. Model colony, the unusual quiet. Refugees are banned in our country, apparently. Not a nice monthly population bonus, but we still get some other stuff from it. And I guess we'll check what Bergening's up to. Up! Spreading geheim, still. We'll never know, apparently. Find them of Heydrich's bloodlust. Greatest threat is indecisiveness, blackmail the rest. God, verdammt! Again, those fucking idiots in the Transport Bureau. Sorry, sir, we've just run into more trouble getting the documents we need from the other agencies. Excuses, delays, and missing documents constantly stymie our request, holding up progress at vital points. Forms that were once freely given now need pick up in person within a 15-minute window. Those fucking bureaucrats are suddenly so concerned about saving their precious little behinds when there might not even be anyone to come after them. At least if this investigation doesn't finish in time, for God's sake! I mean, at this point, half our men do more work at our as couriers than investigators. One might consider this a conspiracy against our investigation, but thank God there isn't anyone in the government nearly competent enough to start one. But when will it end? Oh. Subversive literature discovered in schools. Recent raids by the Orpo have discovered that subversive literature is present in a number of schools. The books, many of which spout communist propaganda, have mostly been found hidden away under floorboards or in secret compartments. While many have demanded the harshest punishment for teachers and students involved, Andreas Meyer-Landrut has advocated for lenient sentences, while the verdict is still undecided. The government has proven to be reluctant to punish the Aryan students involved. They will learn to obey. Like, when we're talking about communist propaganda, what are we talking about exactly? Is it like actual communism, or like, hey, the minorities are people, maybe we shouldn't kill them? Is that the sort of communist propaganda they're talking about? Oh. Alright. The model colony. Through our hard work, RK Ostland has become the Reich's model colony. No other Reich Commissariat can claim such economic success or growth. No one can deny the ongoing success of Germanizing the local population. In this regard, even Bohem-Maren looks upon us with envy. We have an excellent army which is well organized, supplied, and supported by numerous well-trained militias. We have labored long and hard to make Ostland a shining jewel of a Reich. We have accomplished much during our tenure. This time, it is from our efforts we are able to reap such large rewards. The fatherland must be proud of us. If they survive long enough to be proud of us, of course. The differences between Stahlecker and Drechsler came to a head today after Stahlecker publicly decried Drechsler's proposals for increased military spending. While the relationship between the two men could not be described as cordial before this, this event marks a new low in relations between them. Already their respective supporters have started to organize into groups. Many feel like the conflict between the two sides might be inevitable. We'll worry about it later. We'll just hope it stays under control. Oh, did not start that? My bad. Model colony. What is up in Deutschland? Utilizing Hitler. Ooh. Oh! There goes the war for Madagascar. During a press conference today, Andreas Meyer-Landrut has revealed his new proposal for reform inside Ostland. Included in the reforms is the lessening of Germanization efforts, protection of native culture, and increased freedom of expression within Ostland. This proposal has been met with widespread disapproval from the majority of those in the government, but Meyer-Landrut's popularity with the students and reformers in Ostland sharply rose after the conference. Preposterous! Brrr. Chap. I'm not sure why we're in the event thing here. Yeah, I don't think the Germans... That basically says that the Germans don't really care about what's happening in Madagascar. So poor Maurice just wants to get out. Let's see, does Maurice has a focus tree, not the rest though, apparently. Ooh. As storm clouds gather over Germany, it seems that the unrest that so plagues the youth of the fatherland has spread to our lands. Already several student groups have started protests across Ostland, most of them unifying behind the reform plan recently proposed by Andreas Meyer-Landrut. Damn them! Jeckelins advocate for increased Germanization. Frederick Jeckelin has called his campaign for the increased Germanization of Ostland. Though Ostland is already one of the most Germanized Reichskommissars, Jeckelin has stated that he would not stop his campaign until Ostland was fully German in all aspects. Jeckelin petitioned the government of Ostland to accelerate its Germanization schemes by requesting even more settlers of pure ancestry from Germany. Guess that's interesting. It looks like they're mainly leaning towards conservatism. Oh. What falls faster, a man or his shares? The men stood still. The men stood by the sill, calmly, and waited for their turn to jump. Tokyo Exchange Secretary. Out with a crash. So that's the, series of events that tanks Japan's economy. So much for the riches continuing, am I right? We got a lot of political power, and I don't think there's much we can do with it. Despite the best efforts of our most courageous agents, after concluding the investigation into the supposed involvement of this Nakam organization, we made no progress in identifying the culprits. As was perhaps to be expected, locating such an obscure and potentially fictional group has proven to be beyond us. As we announced our latest reports, the government once again faced harsh criticisms from the party, with some questioning whether or not this signals that the current administration has failed completely. Damn it all to hell. It looks like we're able to run at speed 5 right now. Now when the wars start breaking out, we'll probably have to tone it down a bit, but well, we'll have to tone it down anyway just to be able to manage things properly. What's up in Riga? The model colony. Everything is fine, guys, though. We're doing fine. I mean, well, maybe not so much. The students' protests across Ostland have recently erupted into riots as Orpo units attempt to quash the protesters. The protesters have only increased in intensity after the attempts by the Orpo to silence them. There seems to be no end in sight to the protest. Hopefully it stays under control. Hopefully. Mongolia has been unified. Very nice. In Manjiang. Oh, the king is dead. Damn. Ooh. Okay, Maurice. You can do that. But the Hindu. Okay, they are at war with the Reich Commissariat. About the military government in Algeria. I almost had Argentina. Oop. With the last piece of this investigation finally concluding, we have reached the end of this whole debacle. After a thorough investigation into our internal suspects, possible native collaboration, and a suspicious organization called NICAM. As we reach the end of our investigation, a single question remains. Who was the mastermind behind the attacks? We are finally ready to reach a conclusion. Did we gather enough information to discover a culprit? Worrying. I have a feeling we might figure out who it is. I think we got some good info for the most part. Excuse me. Ooh, some stuff going on in North Nowhere. Let's see. Doing Goebbels proud. Yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. But I'm sure, I mean, there are, you know, riots going on, but... Tensions grow in Germany and Ostland. The SS has been discovered to be conducting several unauthorized maneuvers in the south regions of Ostland. SS leader Frederick Jeckeln has said that the maneuvers were merely remedial training and nothing to be concerned about. Many Noson reminded him... Remember the attempted coup by Himmler and the SS in Germany many years ago? The SS is being viewed as with a new air of suspicion. This will remain under control, right? I'm sure it will. Nothing bad would happen. What? I remember, this guy gets a focus tree. I don't think he's a unifier, but he does get a focus tree. The Ghost of Kovner. After a thorough review of all the evidence that we have gathered, we have done what many considered impossible through the valiant and determined effort of our investigative team. Despite harsh criticism from large portions of the party, we have determined that the ultimate mastermind behind the attacks is Abba Kovner. But what can we do to a dead man? Kovner was reportedly killed in 1951 after years of terrorist attacks by the state. But in all the documents, the coded journals, and the safe houses, only two common factors have been identified. The name Abba Kovner and the words Nikam. Seems we've reached a dead end, but then who was the culprit? Interesting. Yep, autosave. Okay, Free State of Magadan declared war on... So fascist versus fascist. We'll see what happens. The Hitler movement has won. The Jews seem to be Yep. The Jews seem to have won in Madagascar. Very interesting. Good for them. I'm happy for them. Oop, Prime Minister of Thailand is dead. May he rest in peace. Or maybe not. He might have been a terrible person. I'm too lazy to read that focus. We'll see what happens in Thailand. Well, I mean, I know, the SS is doing unauthorized movements, and there are student protesters all over the country. Apparently there's some guy named Kovner, who we thought we killed, but apparently he's still alive, and he's talking about Nakam, which is the Hebrew word for revenge, but there's nothing bad happening, right? Nothing bad will happen. I'm sure the Prime Minister of Thailand. Thailand is open for business? Interesting. But I'm sure that nothing's gonna happen. And it's still fascist, but we got a research slot. Let's go ahead and get that going. I guess logistics companies, hubs companies, same idea. Get going with this. And alright, we got Kemerovo versus Krasnoyarsk. We got King Rurik the second. We shall see what is happening. Kaya is elected the Prime Minister of Japan. I can't deselect that. That's funny. I'm unable to just say, okay. I guess we gotta read it then. I'll do that next part. Because I'm running out of time. So, for people watching on YouTube, thank you for watching as always. If you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of my content in the future, of course, as always, leave it in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get. Appreciate any all feedback you might have for me. If you want to chat and play games, I have a Discord. If you want to send me a few bucks my way, I have a Patreon down below. If you want to watch us live on Twitch, links down there in the description too. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.